There's a hard truth we need to face tonight. Many who call themselves Christians will not be ready when the trumpet sounds. The pews are full on Sunday mornings, the music is loud, the prayers are loud, but the hearts are empty. And the danger is this: so many believe that saying the right words, wearing the right mask, or playing the part of a good believer will be enough. But Jesus himself said, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven." This isn't about fear, it's about truth. And truth is love. Because the most loving thing I can tell you is that many are asleep. They are distracted, chasing after relationships that never fulfill, hustling for money that never satisfies, and scrolling endlessly through screens that leave them more empty than before. Meanwhile, eternity is at the door. The rapture is not about religion. It's not about how many verses you can quote or how many Christian podcasts you listen to. It's about the state of your heart. It's about whether you've truly surrendered, truly walked with Him, and truly lived in alignment with His Word. And if you think you can wait until tomorrow to get serious, remember, tomorrow is not promised. The trumpet could sound tonight. The question is, would you be ready? Let's start with something that's uncomfortable to admit. A lot of people who call themselves Christians are living a lie. And I don't mean that harshly. I mean it honestly, because I've been there too. You can say you believe, you can wear the cross, you can even pray before meals, but if your life isn't showing evidence of obedience, then what you've got is an illusion of faith. It feels good, it looks good on the outside, but deep down, you know something's missing. Here's the thing: faith without obedience is empty. It's like telling yourself you're going to the gym, putting on workout clothes, driving to the parking lot, and then never stepping inside. You can look the part, but you're not becoming stronger. That's how so many live spiritually, close enough to feel safe, but never crossing into the obedience that transforms. And I know why it happens. It's easier to blend in. It's easier to say the right words and keep God at arm's length than to actually surrender your habits, your desires, your comfort. But Jesus never called us to be comfortable. He called us to pick up our cross and follow Him. That's not a metaphor. It's a daily reality. So here's the challenge: if your faith doesn't move you to live differently, is it really faith? Or is it just a mask you wear to feel secure? The rapture won't be for those with masks. It will be for those whose lives show the mark of obedience. Men and women who, in their weakness, chose surrender over appearances. And maybe that's where you need to start today, taking off the mask, being honest with God, and choosing obedience over illusion. Distraction is one of the greatest weapons pulling men away from God today. And let's be real, it's everywhere. Your phone buzzes and suddenly 2 hours are gone. You say you'll pray tonight, but instead you scroll until your eyes burn. You tell yourself you'll get serious about your faith when you're older, but right now you just want to enjoy life. And before you know it, years slip through your hands. That's the trap. Distraction feels harmless in the moment. It feels like relaxation, like you're just taking a break. But the truth is, distraction steals what matters most: your time, your focus, your soul. And men especially fall for this because we're wired to chase, to conquer, to pursue. But instead of pursuing our calling, we're pursuing pixels on a screen, temporary pleasures, empty validation. Think about it. How many nights have you gone to bed knowing deep down you wasted another day? How many mornings do you wake up promising to change, only to repeat the same cycle? That's not by accident. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you. He just needs to keep you distracted long enough for you to miss your purpose. And here's the sobering truth. When the rapture comes, there will be no warning sign flashing across your phone. No notification reminding you to get right with God. It will happen in a moment, and the distracted will be left behind. So ask yourself this: what's stealing your attention right now? Is it worth your eternity? because the price of distraction is higher than you think. And the only way out is to start fighting back today, reclaiming your time and focusing your life where it truly matters. Let's talk about lukewarmness, because this is the quiet killer of faith. The Bible says it plain in Revelation. Because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. That's not symbolic, it's a warning. And it's one of the most ignored truths in the church today. Being lukewarm is living in between. It's showing up to church, but living however you want the rest of the week. It's praying when life gets hard, but forgetting God when things are going well. It's saying you believe, but never allowing that belief to shape your choices. And if you're honest, maybe that's where you've been. Comfortable, halfway in, halfway out. Here's why lukewarmness is so dangerous. It convinces you that you're safe when you're not. At least when you're cold, you know you're far from God. At least when you're on fire, you know you're surrendered. But lukewarmness, it's the illusion of security. You think you're fine. You think you're covered. But in reality, you're drifting farther and farther away. And I get it. Being all in feels costly. It means giving up certain habits, certain relationships, certain comforts. But ask yourself this, what's more costly? Losing temporary pleasures now, or losing eternity later? When the trumpet sounds, it won't be the lukewarm who are taken. It will be those whose lives reflected a real commitment, not perfection but pursuit. God doesn't expect flawless men, He expects surrendered men. So if you've been living lukewarm, take this as your wake-up call. Because the most dangerous place to be is not outside the faith. It's sitting inside the church with a lukewarm heart. Holiness, it's a word we don't hear much anymore. For some it sounds old-fashioned, outdated, irrelevant. But the Bible says, without holiness, no one will see the Lord. That means it's not optional, it's essential. And yet, in our world today, holiness is often mocked. You try to live differently and people call you weird, judgmental, or out of touch. But let me tell you something. Holiness is not about being perfect. It's about being set apart. Think about it. Everything in our culture screams at men to compromise, to sleep around because that's what men do, to numb pain with alcohol, porn, or endless entertainment, to blur the lines between right and wrong until nothing feels sacred anymore. But holiness is the courage to say, no, I was not made to blend in. I was made to stand apart. And here's what's powerful. Holiness isn't about rules, it's about identity. When you realize who you belong to, you start living differently, not because you have to, but because you want to. A son of the king doesn't live like a beggar. A man called by God doesn't live like everyone else. Holiness flows from knowing you are His. And I know what you're thinking, but I've messed up too much. No. Holiness isn't about where you've been. It's about the direction you're choosing now. Every day you get a choice. Compromise or consecration, culture or Christ. When the rapture comes, it won't be about labels, it'll be about lives. And the ones taken will be the ones who lived set apart. Holiness is not a burden, it's freedom. Freedom to live as the man you were created to be. And maybe this is the last thing you needed to hear tonight. Maybe you were waiting for some complicated solution, but the truth is simple. You don't need more people. You don't need more approval. You don't need more validation. You only need the courage to choose yourself when the world ignores you. So hear me clearly. Stop waiting for someone to clap for you. Start building the kind of life where you don't need their applause. Because the moment you stop begging for love outside, you start overflowing with love inside. Now, if this message hits you deep, don't just sit with it. Do something. Drop a comment and tell me where in your life you've been waiting for love that never came. Hit the like button so more broken people can hear this truth. Share this video with someone who feels invisible right now. And if you want more raw, unfiltered truth like this, subscribe and stay connected. Because this isn't just a channel. It's a place for the ones the world forgot. And if no one else tells you this today, let me say it loud: you are loved, you are seen, you are enough. Now rise, because your story isn't over yet.